Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for the first and possibly final episode there of Sunday with WJ, ladies and gentlemen. We discuss wrestling. Let me adjust this. Talk a little bit of wrestling on the Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. There, got a couple things on the agenda, folks. Little Smackdown review. Couple of other little wrestling things. Couple of little topics, folks. Nothing too strenuous there. On the Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen, there. Sunday with WJ. Is it going to be a weekly thing there? It's possible, folks. You know, sometimes I don't do it, but I'll try. We'll see. So I watched some of them clips of Smackdown. You know what I mean? Didn't watch the full show, folks. I'll be frank with you there. Didn't watch the full show because as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, there, Friday night is Rampage night, folks. That's right. Rampage is the show of Friday night. We're going to get into Rampage a little later on there, folks, or whatever. So Roman Reigns and John Cena had a little promo going on there, folks. So little promo, basically like, you know, Roman, you have everything to prove or whatever. Cena says, all I need to do is get the 1, 2, 3 or whatever. And he kept saying this over and over again. And eventually the crowd caught on, ladies and gentlemen, there. 1, 2, 3. And after saying it 10 times, the Mongoloids and the crowd were able to follow along there. 1, 2. And he says basically, you know, that he's going to beat Roman Reigns there and expose him kind of deal. When he wins, you know, he's going to become the 17-time world champ. Stuff about nobody's going to be able to protect Roman Reigns. An okay promo. Could it be better? Yes, folks. It could be a lot better. Could have more testosterone in these promos. Little bit of brawling, something, you know what I mean. It was okay, but it's like, here's a big match. Let's just do something that requires minimal effort, you know, just like this live show, folks. Sunday with WJ, you just wing it there, but you know, they're on television, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be a big deal. SummerSlam, Cena versus Roman Reigns. Where's the fire, ladies and gentlemen? Where's the passion there? Just seemed like it was on fucking autopilot, you know. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You get a little cheer from the crowd, but whoopee fucking do, folks. A contract signing, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. You know, just a basic contract signing, nothing really exciting. You had Sonya Deville out there. You know, nothing says excitement like Sonya Deville or whatever, you know. Basically, they argue a little bit. Sonya, no, this ain't happening. Sign the contract. There's been too many brawls on these contract signings. Sign the contract. I'm not getting any comments in the chat, folks. Don't know if something wrong is going on or something there, but hopefully I didn't turn off the chat by accident there. But so basically, basic stuff, and then Carmella comes out and Zelina Vega. So I guess they're joining forces with Sasha Banks or whatever. They beat up what's her face, Bianca Belair. Then Sasha beats her up, puts her on top of the table, stands over her on top of the table. Should have put her through the table or something. Get a little bit of action or whatever there, but little beat down, a little bit of posing on top of the table, and there you go, folks. I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody coming in the chat there. Maybe there's a fucking glitch happening. Tell me, folks, I need some feedback there. I don't know. I ain't seeing no comments. Then we had a couple matches there, folks. Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin. So apparently, if Corbin wins, he gets $1,000 or whatever, and if he loses, he has to drop the gimmick of asking for money, stuff like this. He agrees. They have a match. Kevin Owens beats him. And then he stole the Money in the Bank or whatever, grabbed the Money in the Bank briefcase and ran away with it there. It is what it is. Got to tell you, folks, without the chat, it ain't the same going live. I don't know if there's a fucking glitch going on or what the fuck. It said the chat was turned on there. Not the same rush, ladies and gentlemen, without the chat there. Fuck, now the whole thing is gone here, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus. I clicked on participants. Now the whole fucking thing is missing there. I don't know. Okay. I'm just going to keep talking, ladies and gentlemen. If people are able to write in the chat, you go at it. I ain't even fucking seeing it right now. Sunday with WJ, ladies and gentlemen. A little tester episode there for future episodes to come. There's a cat, folks. Jeez. So Baron Corbin stole the Money in the Bank or whatever. He's going to be rich and cash in. Bunch of immature garbage, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you had Seth Rollins cutting a promo. It's a video package of Edge, and it's like a fake video package of Seth Rollins putting himself over and bashing Edge that he's better than Edge in the video package. It's been done before there. I remember Rollins, they did shit like this before with a video package or whatever. Not really funny or anything there. It is what it is. Then he cuts a mundane and throwaway promo about how Edge should tank him because if he didn't end his career or whatever, he couldn't have went to Hollywood. Different things like this. Just a bit of a boring promo from Seth Rollins there. Nakamura, ladies and gentlemen, won the Intercontinental Championship by defeating Apollo Crews there, folks. It was okay, I guess. Nakamura could be a decent Intercontinental champ. I mean, so I can't see the chat. I'm losing viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is horrible show, folks. Horrible show. Probably the last ever episode there of Sunday with WJ. I mean, we had the Mysterios going up against Ziggler and Robert Roode, folks. The Usos appear on the Titantron. It was, to distract the Mysterios, but it didn't work. Just very cheap, you know what I mean? The son, or Dominic, won with a roll-up, folks. They're very boring or whatever. And the Street Profits defeated Otis and Chad Gable, ladies and gentlemen. Some exciting stuff there, folks. Otis, very, he fell off pretty bad or whatever. He at least, I don't know why they gave him the Money in the Bank. He was okay as a mid-card funny guy, People liked him. The stuff with Mandy Rose or whatever she's called was okay there. But now he's in a tag team with Chad Gable. Like, it doesn't get any more bland than Chad Gable, first of all. He should be next on the fucking release list there. Like, I don't want him to lose his job or whatever, but goddamn. Why would you take Otis and put him with a guy that doesn't work in Chad Gable? At least Otis had a bit of character. Now he's shaved and he's just a big fat bland fuck. I don't know what the fuck they did to this guy. They fucking murdered him. They completely massacred Otis's character there. I almost called him Erdis, folks. I mean, they completely massacred him, folks. Overall, Smackdown, from what I saw, it didn't seem that interesting. Cena and Roman Reigns, it's okay, but a little bit bland of a promo, and everything else was just there, which is a big problem for me with Smackdown. It's always just there. It just feels bland to me, you know what I mean? And every time I review it, I get no viewership. Now the chat isn't even working. I got low viewership, folks. Just never works out for me with Smackdown, ladies and gentlemen. But maybe I'm going to fucking review it here, folks, every week there on Sunday with WJ. I mean, we're having a good time, folks. It sucks because I was expecting to work with the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the fuck happened here, folks. I mean, it's horrible, ladies and gentlemen. Horrible there. And earlier today, folks, I done watched some of that Mexican wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I watched one match there. I could have watched the full show. The full show is available to watch, and I chose not to. Chose not to watch Triple A, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because I don't want to see the same fucking match over and over again. Bunch of Mysterio wannabes there. Less talented Rey Mysterios all doing the same thing and having the same match. And it's all trios matches. Who does this there? The main match isn't a singles match. Every match is 3 against 3. Fucking shoot me now, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, good God. But I chose to watch one match, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Omega, the Star, ladies and gentlemen. The Star versus Andrade El Idolo, ladies and gentlemen. And as an added bonus, we had the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, folks. I think this match took place last night. Ric Flair was there, so it has to be a recent thing. Ric Flair as the manager of Andrade going up against Kenny Omega with Conan as his manager, folks. Little random there, Conan or whatever. I guess Don Callis can't speak Spanish. I guess makes sense for the crowd, I guess. Kenny with Conan out of nowhere. But one of the problems I had with this match, like the match was okay there. Like I said, I enjoyed Kenny versus Christian. It was more of a Christian-led match, a real wrestling match. This wasn't as good, it wasn't a bad match, but like wasn't as good there. Here's one of my main problem with this shit there. You have the ring, and at the top of the ring, there's 3 big screens. And throughout the match, it's ads showing up. You know what I mean? Different ads there. I don't remember. Let's pretend like it's Burger King showing up on the screen. You know what I mean? So the camera is in the ring, and then every like fucking 5 seconds, the camera pans so you can clearly see the ads, and the match is like, you know what I mean? So like you get 3 seconds of match, and then whoop, here's the ad. It's like this the whole fucking time. The whole fucking match was like this. You get a quick shot of Conan, then it's a shot of fucking, fucking Subway or something. Then it comes back to Kenny for 2 seconds. Then it goes back. It's a fucking commercial for Mexican Viagra, folks. El Toro, El Pini, El Penis. Penis El Toro, ladies and gentlemen, on the ad. Then it comes back to an awkward shot of Conan. It's like 3 seconds of wrestling, and the whole thing is all over the fucking place. Fuck off. Like, I understand they want to make money, and it's, but goddamn, like, you gotta fucking see the match. You gotta be able to fucking watch the match, get into it, stay in it. Hey, ho, ho! And it's like, fuck. This was definitely taking me out of this match, folks. It was taking me out of it there. And eventually, like, I was fucking straight up passing out during this shit. Like, after 15 minutes, I was passing out, folks, during this fucking shit, At some point, the camera goes to Ric Flair. Ric Flair takes off his jacket or whatever, and the referee starts to oversell this there, because Ric Flair just takes his coat off outside the ring. The referee, right, to put attention on it, and it woke me up. You know what I mean? I was passing out. Ric Flair takes off his coat. Just that enough. Just that alone was better than the entire fucking thing. Like, a 75-year-old man takes off his jacket. Just that wakes me up because it's Ric Flair. But the so-called 5-star fucking best era modern wrestling, I'm fucking passing out from it. Flair takes off his coat. Boom, I'm right back in. Okay, what's going on here? Ric Flair goes in the ring at some point there. Referee gets distracted. The Nature Boy, ladies and gentlemen, goes in the ring, and he chops Kenny Omega, ladies and gentlemen. A couple chops to the star there. Then he gives a punch to Kenny, and Kenny, like, he oversold it kind of deal. I know he's being respectful to Ric Flair there, but he fucking sold this thing like he was hit by a jackhammer, fucking jumped 4 or 5 feet in the air and took the bump 10 feet backwards from the Ric Flair punch. And then Conan comes in. Flair chops Conan. And Andrade and Flair with the double fucking figure four or whatever. Referee comes in and breaks it up. Kenny grabs the championship. He swings at Andrade's head. And it looked like he completely missed him. You know what I mean? Looked like he missed him completely with the belt shot or whatever. Andrade turns around. He fucking struggles to pick him up for the finish. Boom. The one-wing angel, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. And Kenny Omega retained or whatever. And then Andrade just stood face to face with Kenny there, and he looked at the crowd. That belt, it's mine or whatever. Well, you just lost, bud. You just lost there. He lost, and why he just after losing, just like this, it should be mine. Well, you just lost there. Plus, an 80-year-old man was helping you beat up the star for Kenny Omega, ladies and gentlemen. And he still couldn't win, folks. But it's fun to watch for free or whatever. They're all fun. Like I said, I was almost passing out, but it was fun to see Ric Flair, folks. And I got to watch this smart, goofy wrestling without having to pay for it. And something else that I didn't pay to watch, folks. I was planning to talk to the chat at the same time during this shit, but the chat is gone, ladies and gentlemen. I clicked something and everything's just gone now. It's just black, ladies and gentlemen. Just black there. I'm coist, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now there. Maybe there's a chat going on, a whole bunch of trolls writing mean stuff, folks. I'll never find out, ladies and gentlemen. So something that popped up in my recommendations earlier today, folks, something I didn't pay for, something that I wouldn't fucking ever pay to watch, folks. JCW Battle Bowl. JCW Battle Bowl, the lethal lottery, folks. Now, when I was a young boy, ladies and gentlemen, in my early days of wrestling fandom, in the early days of my fandom, guys, the wrestling Jesus loved him some early days of WCW, boy. Early 90s WCW with Surfer Sting there. All of that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. There was a good show that took place once in a while called Battle Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. A majestic show, which was a ripoff of the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Cheap ripoff of the Super Bowl there, folks. But it was good, ladies and gentlemen. 2 random people would be chosen as a tag team. You had the heel locker room and the face locker room. And they would pick 2 big names. It could be a big heel, ladies and gentlemen. And that big heel would team up against Sting, for example. So a heel and a face versus another team of heel and face. So, you would get unlikely allies and enemies being forced together as partners or whatever. And the 8 tag team match, the winner of each match moves on to the Battle Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, and you'd have a 16-man battle royal at the end, and the winner wins the Battle Bowl ring, folks. That's how I remember it, and it was majestic, ladies and gentlemen. It was wrestling goodness, folks. What I saw today, folks, this was something else, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't think this was Juggalo Championship Wrestling. It was something else. JCW. And I think this company is affiliated with GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, which has to do with that freak who wrestled against Jericho, Nick Gage. I don't know if Nick Gage owns one of these companies, but the YouTube channel is Game Changer Wrestling. And there's this other company that appears on the channel, so they're affiliates or whatever. And this, folks, was Jobber City, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it looked like they were wrestling in the church, folks. Like, it was either like a small church or like the basement of a church. It was like a place with big crosses on the wall there. Sacrilege, ladies and gentlemen. If Jesus, he was upset in the Bible at the church when people were gambling or something in the Bible there. If Jesus would have saw this, folks, he would have went in there and started turning heads, boy. He would have put people in this place, folks. Terrible, low-quality wrestling in the church, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I didn't watch the whole thing, you know what I mean? I would watch little parts, then I would go roll a joint. It was like a big fat girl or whatever with a big ass. Her ass was big, like fucking taking up this whole fucking place. You know what I mean? Big ass. And they were turning the thing there, and it was this random big-assed woman, giant-ass folks, reading off these names, and all the wrestlers were just crammed together on this cheap little stage. You know what I mean? It's a little tiny place with big cross on the wall, and they're all on this little stage, and this big woman or whatever, oh, it's him versus him, dog. And then the matches would take place. So 8 tag team matches of jobbers, You had a bunch of, some of it was okay, but it's fucking bums. Like guys who definitely aren't ready, you know what I mean? And there was botches and all kind of stuff there. I didn't watch every match there, but the highlight of this whole show, folks, was this indie wrestler. He was short, maybe 5'6" if he's lucky. There, 5'7". No muscle definition. He looked old, like if he was at least 40 something. Looked a little rough in the face. No muscle. He had a pair of blue tights and some blue shorts on top of his tights. You know what I mean? And his name was the Grim Reefer, ladies and gentlemen. Reefer, like a joint. It's an old school term that means joint. The Grim Reefer. And he had a joint in his mouth during the match. You know what I mean? During the match, he lights up a joint. And he's smoking a joint. He has the joint sticking out of his mouth. And he's on top of the turnbuckle for a superplex. And he has the joint. He's making smoke come out of the joint. And he gives a big superplex to some guy and he has the joint in his mouth the whole time. You know what I mean? This was the best part of the show there. He wins whatever fucking match he was in, one of the tag team matches, I think, there. And after the match, he was trying to make peace with some guy, some big guy in the ring. And he was offering him the joint. offered the joint to the guy to make peace. And the people were chanting, hit that shit, like an indie cheer there. But these fans, they were more like hardcore fans, like hardcore wrestling, like not like, fucking Dave Meltzer people, They were a little more badass, I guess, than the fucking nerdy crowd there. So they were like, hit that shit as a crowd, as a cheer for the joint to the guy. And the other guy refused. He hits the joint or whatever. Hits the joint, no. And then walks away because he refuses to make peace. And then the guy, Grim Reaper, picks up the joint and just keeps smoking it. Finally, folks, I found an indie wrestler that I can relate to, ladies and gentlemen. The Grim Reaper, ladies and gentlemen. I'll probably never see him ever again in my life there, folks. It was some guy, what was his name again there? Josh Bishop, for anybody that cares there, folks. Josh Bishop won the 2021 JCW Battle Bowl, folks. This fucking thing lasted 2 hours. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing. It was playing in the background. And fucking the Battle Bowl match itself, it's just like a fucking battle royale with 16 jobbers, and some girl was in it or whatever. There was a guy who tried to look like AJ Styles. It was so pathetic. His pants and the haircut and stuff, it was bad, folks. And it's some big dude called Josh Bishop who won. The only guy on the show who looked like a wrestler, a big, tall, big blonde-haired guy with a beard. He won this thing there. For what it's worth, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to end this shit shorter than I expected, folks. There, I was expecting to talk to the chat or whatever, but I got a couple of little topics before I take my leave here, ladies and gentlemen. So Christian, folks, Christian Cage there won the Impact Championship. Okay, so on Impact, it's big for Impact, you know what I mean? Because Impact, it's become basically an indie company, you know what I mean? So having Christian Cage, it's good for them. It's possible they could take one of the best names in TNA, go up against Christian. You can have an okay wrestling match, possibly, or whatever. So what does Impact do there? Okay, on the last Impact, I didn't watch the show. I just watched this one match. A battle royal to declare a new number one contender, folks. Like I said, Christian won. You can have somebody good win this thing. You can possibly do something with this. Who wins the match? It's Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins. One of the biggest jobbers in WWE history. The king of the cafeteria, the king of catering or whatever, folks. He was on TV with like a 0-600 record. It was a big joke or whatever. Like, who the fuck talks about this guy? Nobody, folks. Nobody talks about how Kurt Hawkins is reinventing himself on the indies. This worked for a couple people. Drew McIntyre, stuff like this. But this ain't going to happen with Kurt Hawkins. Nobody is going to get into it with Kurt, become big fans of Kurt Hawkins He's changing himself, changing the business, reinventing himself. Then he goes back to WWE or whatever. Not happening. I gotta ask, folks, is this company retarded there? Once and for all there. You know what I mean? Like, they've done so many stupid fucking things in TNA. You know, it was one bad decision after the next for years. Okay, now they have this lifeline. Now they're as indie, or they were as indie and as irrelevant as it got. They were equal with this JCW almost there, you know. But then AEW gave them a lifeline so that they can profit off them or whatever. They're use whatever's left of Impact to make themselves look good in AEW there. But, you know, TNA, they finally have some kind of lifeline. They're drowning and somebody throws a raft at them. You know, Christian wins the belt. People are talking that Christian won. Can you not make a match that makes sense to go with Christian? Can you not do something that makes sense one time? You have a chance at a little bit of a rebuild right now. You do, or you did a little. You know, it's more people feel bad for Impact because it's so one-sided for AEW. You know what I mean? People are talking about Impact mostly out of sympathy because they feel bad for them or whatever. But they have nobody to blame but themselves. Like, for fuck's sake, you can finally have something there. Christian against anybody else. Christian against Eddie Edwards is better than this. Eddie Edwards, at least he'll have an okay wrestling match. The fuck are you going to do with Kurt Hawkins against Christian? This company is full-on retarded. They just don't learn. They don't learn, folks. Anything would have been better. This Moose. Why not Big Cass against Christian? Big Cass is fucking huge now. You know what I mean? Why not do Big Cass against Christian? Two WWE guys. Maybe it'll get a few people to watch. Instead, it's Kurt Hawkins. Very cheap. Very, 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 very cheap, ladies and gentlemen. Another little topic I want to discuss, folks, there. So WWE released, again, 12 or 13 jobbers from NXT last week. And off of this, a bunch of weird Dave Meltzer propaganda came out. It's the end of NXT there. Vince McMahon, he's going to strip everything that you love about NXT, and it's going to be just giant men that you're going to hate, folks. You know, and it's going to be very wrong. The morale is down, folks. I'm sure the morale is down. Oh, what? You just chopped a bunch of jobbers. Then I got less jobbers to compete with. Maybe I get more notice with less competition. I'm sure the morale is so down for whoever got to keep their job. All kind of bullshit. NXT is disappearing. McMahon is taking charge. He's going to kill and he's going to hurt all the NXT fans, boy. Ask what culture. They'll tell you it's the end of NXT as we know it, and McMahon is going to show up and give wedgies to all the NXT fanboys, boy. He's going to hoit them all there. And now the latest story is that Triple H is no longer going to be in power. John Laurinaitis fired everybody there. And Triple H and Michaels, they had no idea, folks. I mean, Triple H didn't know people were getting fired on his own brand. I mean, I'm sure he had no idea, folks. So apparently, Triple H is going to lose power and all of this. Like, how about we sit and wait to see what the fuck is going on? Enough with the fucking fake news or whatever. Like, you have a couple of jobbers that get released, and because of this, it means McMahon is fucking the young wrestlers in the ass backstage. He's whipping his own son-in-law there. Shawn Michaels is dressed up in leather. John Laurinaitis is fucking him up the ass there, folks. And the NXT crowd is going wild, ladies and gentlemen. This is wrestling there. All of this based off of a couple of jobbers getting released. Like, get a fucking grip, you know what I mean? If it's true that Triple H is losing everything and he's going to end up homeless like Baron Corbin or whatever, time will tell, folks, but something tells me there's a lot of fake news afoot here, there. And you see how it happens. A couple people are released, irrelevant jobbers that you can tell should get released because nothing will happen with them unless they want to stay there and clean the toilets and set up the ring. You know what I mean? Maybe they can shine the shoes of the real wrestlers or something. They can prep the boys before their match or whatever, you know. But it's obvious these guys need to get released. And because of a couple of things, there's like 50 stories. And none of them are confirmed to be true. And now Triple H is losing power. Like, get a fucking life there. You know what I mean? Get a fucking grip. Now, here's the final thing on the agenda, folks. Final thing I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to use me a nicotine gum while we do this, folks, there. It's rough times, folks. No chat. I'm confused. I'm all fucking lost here, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to have another episode of Sunday with WJ? Time will tell, folks. But AEW Rampage. I enjoyed the episode, like I said. Okay. It was an okay little episode. Will it be good in the future? Or will it fail, ladies and gentlemen? Now, next week it's in Chicago or whatever. They put fake CM Punk anticipation, so people are going to want to watch it or whatever. The first episode, you get a world title match, TNT Championship, Women's Championship, 3 title matches. Is it going to be like this every week? Obviously not, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's not going to be as good as it was. It's new. It was good. A good match with Christian and Kenny. Not every episode will be able to maintain the same quality. You know what I mean? This reminds me of Main Event, ladies and gentlemen. It's possible it's going to be good. I'm not saying it never will. Again, that it's never going to be good. But will it always be as good as that episode? I think it's almost impossible. You know what I mean? But Main Event. The first ever episode of WWE Main Event. The 1-hour show. I don't remember who was wrestling, folks. Don't remember what was on the card. But I remember that it was decent. I don't remember if there was a world title match or the champion was wrestling. But the first show had a big match on it, and it fit the name of main event, and it was good, the first episode. The second episode, not so much, you know what I mean? You had a match on it, but wasn't as big. And then, hooah, it went fucking downhill fast, main event, folks, didn't it? You remember that there? Okay, match the first time. Hey, maybe there's a little something to wow. Remember that, folks. Will the same thing happen with Rampage, folks? It's possible. Like I said, 3 title matches, the first one. Then it's Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. Are they going to have a big star or a big match every week to keep that kind of feel that they had for the first show? And I hope they do, because I thought the show was okay. I liked it. The format was a bit different with Mark Henry, shit like this, you know. But will they fuck it up, you know? Probably the matches won't feel as special as you go along, you know what I mean? But can they fuck up the format? Like they had a format of less is more, 3 matches, 1 big match, 2 okay matches for other belts. That was a nice format. It felt like, yeah, we flew by. You know what I mean? But are they going to fuck it up? You know what I mean? Like WWE ECW. It was a 1-hour format, and McMahon would have like 7 3-minute matches with zombies and garbage. You know what I mean? Are they going to skew away and do like they do on AEW Dark, which is like fucking 37 2-minute matches in a row? You're basically wasting time for 2 hours. Hey, here's not John Morrison, but John Moxley, folks. Here's his opponent, Pit Gonzalez. Oh, match is over, ladies and gentlemen. He's out there for 10 seconds, John Moxley or whatever. All this action on Dark. Here's the next match, the Lucha Brothers. It's almost like they just walk in and walk right back out. A bunch of 30-second match, one after the other. You don't want to do it like this and try to squeeze too many matches like McMahon was doing with the ECW. He tried to put too many matches on one show, and it was all like squash matches, nothing good. You know, maybe you have like 3 little matches, 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then you keep a half hour for a big match, or you know what I mean? They got to keep the less is more format, like 4 matches maximum kind of deal, like to try to keep it special. At least have like a big match every week, you know, which is basically what WWE main event was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like if WWE main event would have kept being good, this feels like it would have been an episode of main event if it would have worked like it was supposed to, you know what I mean? So, will it stay good, folks? Or will it fucking fail? You know what I mean? Big chance is going to fail. Cheaper quality matches. They might fuck up the formula, or it's going to be always the same formula and you'll get bored with it. But I hope that it's okay, folks. Like, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him there, folks. So I was hoping, folks, to make this about an hour there. We lasted 49 minutes with no chat at all, folks. I was going to talk to the chat there, make this an hour something, but sadly the fucking chat isn't on, or I don't know what the fuck is happening, folks. It hurts me inside there, but 50 minutes, folks. 50 minutes is 50 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's kind of bothering my OCD a little bit that I'm not making it to the hour, folks, but there's no chat. I mean, I did good talking about JCW Battle Bowl and stuff, folks. I mean, Andrade. Little dance, folks, to finish this off there. To celebrate the first ever episode of Sunday with WJ, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the chat did work and I'll get a whole bunch of nasty comments there. The show sucks! It's possible, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm having a good time here. Oh, I'm having a good time here. Oh! Hoo-wee! Hoo-wee! All right, 51 minutes. That's about it, folks. Next live show is going to be better. I hope there. Hopefully the fucking chat works the next time, or maybe people just weren't commenting because they didn't like the show. Until next time, peace. Will this show fail or will it succeed? Sunday with WJ. Stay tuned, Lennon. Your stream will stop immediately. And you will no longer be live.